And before we get too much further, I will simply read the statement and then ask each group representative who is here. Not all could make it, so there is a complete list in the press release of all the groups, but those that are here will identify their group. Dear Premier Dexter, we, the undersigned 54 groups from across Nova Scotia, urge you to act immediately to fulfill your government's commitment and responsibility to Nova Scotians to A, reform forestry practices, B, put the brakes on forest biomass electricity projects, and C, move forward aggressively on our province's protected wilderness areas goals, 12% by 2015. We value Nova Scotia's forests and a vibrant, diversified, and sustainable forestry industry and forest ecosystem. The status quo of widespread clear-cutting is not acceptable, nor is the squandering of our forests for inefficient, large-scale biomass electricity projects or dawdling on the protecting our rapidly vanishing wilderness. Nova Scotians have spoken clearly and in great numbers on these issues through extensive public consultations. We expect the findings of the Natural Resource Strategy process to be respected and acted upon. We call on you, Mr. Premier, to show leadership in this regard and to take the concrete steps needed to ensure that our children have healthy forests that support wildlife, clean water, clean air, beautiful landscapes, and rural jobs. We can have a forest and a forest industry to be proud of, but only if you respect the public process and follow through on the recommendations from that process. Your government's recent decision through the flawed renewable electricity plan to allow forest biomass harvesting at large scale for electricity generation will increase forest cutting by roughly 14%, an additional 700,000 tons per year. This is the equivalent of adding another large mill to the province and clear-cutting a 1 kilometer wide strip from Yarmouth to Sydney once every 6.5 years. Furthermore, it is in direct opposition to the results of the Natural Resource Strategy and is therefore unacceptable. Specifically, we call upon you to immediately, 1, release the now overdue Natural Resource Strategy and make it good. Reduce clear-cutting by 50% in 5 years, as you've already committed to do. Ban whole tree harvesting immediately. Stop public subsidies for forest herbicide spraying. Stop large-scale biomass energy projects and new clear-cutting for biomass fuel. Remove forest biomass from the Renewable Energy Standards and Electricity Plan, except for small-scale, highly efficient combined heat and power projects for local communities. Get moving on achieving the government's 12% protection areas target. Further, we call upon you to act decisively to support low-impact forestry on private woodlots, as well as value-added and diversified forest products manufacturing. That is the statement. I would ask each member of group representative to stand and be recognized from those that are here today, starting here.
Vince Miller, President of the Halifax Wildlife Association, the oldest wildlife association in North America. Good morning, I'm Bob B. and I'm with King's Landing Wildlife.
Ian Andrews, Canadian Association of Smallmouth Anglers.
Shannon McDonald, Canadian Youth Climate Coalition.
Walter Regan, Sackville Rivers Association.
Chris Chisholm, Antigonish Rivers Association.
Jenny Smith, Southwest Paddlers Association.
Gerald Tingley, Midway River Salmon Association.
Bill Moore, Rubinacki Watershed Environmental Protection Society, Fall River area.
Bob Clark from the Woodlands River Watershed Environmental Association. David Galbraith with the Social Responsibility Committee and University of Canada.
Scott Halton, Indian Point Young Nationals Club.
Eileen Cody from the St. Margaret's Bay Stewardship Association.
Tom Lumen from the Inverness County chapter of the Council of Canadians.
Gretchen Fitzgerald, Sierra Club Canada. Janet Farlow with Pike, Nova Scotia.
Catherine Cross, South Shore Naturalist.
Jim Horwich with Trout, Nova Scotia.
Kim Thompson, Eastern Shore Fisheries Watch Association.
Albert Marshall from Eskasoni, representing the elders from Cape Breton.
Matt Miller, I'm here representing the Nova Scotia Woodlot Owners and Operators Association, the oldest independent woodlot owner organization in Nova Scotia.
Kathy Dudkowski, Save Caribou.
Sid Demerick, Friends of Nature, and I want to introduce our founder, Rudy Hasse, the oldest environmentalist of them all.
Heather Drope from Nova Scotia Wildflower Society.
Joan Sappolay for Nature Canada.
Helene Van Donnick, Nova Scotia Bird Society.
Alan Robertson from the Halifax Field Naturalists.
Jim Wolford, Nature Nova Scotia.
Jamie Simpson with the Ecology Action Center.
Alison DeBay, Hope for Wildlife Society.
David Urban, Tobiatic Wilderness.
Paul Frost, Lunenburg County Forest Watch.
Blake Daly, Cumberland Wilderness Society.
Ray Don from South Shore Chapter of Council of Canadians.
Sheila Cole, Environmental Health Association of Nova Scotia.
Daryl Vincent, Land of Canada Geocaching Association.
Bob Kunz, Shabukto Hiking.
Beth McGee, Five Bridges Wilderness Heritage Trust.
Fred Loyce, Nova Scotia Environmental Network.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, and please do have a seat. A round of applause for the groups.